Nintendo entering mobile. This is big news, Colin. This is real big news. If there were
Is it?
ever, Colin, if there were ever some mobile games that I know I would play, that I think would be good on a smartphone or a tablet, I feel like it would be some Nintendo games. Now, they're a little late to the party. They're a little late. But if you guys aren't aware, Nintendo, Colin, you have to find a link. I didn't include any links
Oh.
flying through this today.
Whew. All right, okay.
Nintendo signed a partnership deal with DeNA? DENA?
I believe that's DNA.
Okay. Just making sure. Signed a partnership with DENA, and they have a pretty interesting deal. I believe Nintendo purchased $181 million worth of the company. So it's like 10% stake in DENA. And in return, DENA received, I'm going to just say DINA, because I can't. I'm
Say
tired of that.
DNA.
No.
It's DNA.
No.
It's DNA.
I'm not going to say that.
You can't say Dina. That's clearly wrong. That is the most
Pronounce
wrong one.
pronounce DNA. All right. We'll pronounce it DNA. Fine. DNA. That sounds so much better.
Yeah. They invested $181 million in each other.
Okay.
Was the-
Uh, DNA, I think in turn received, and this is off the top of my head, 1.24% in Nintendo stock. Something like that. Sounds about right.
yeah, 1.24%.
Okay.
And it's 10% of DNA stock for Nintendo.
Yeah. So, pretty interesting deal. Partnership all the way. Games will be developed and optimized for smart devices. Again, smartphones, tablets, whatever else ends up, maybe even some watches if they consider that. I doubt it, but you never know. All Nintendo's IP will be eligible for development and exploration by the Alliance, which was, I think, a pretty important point for them. The push for mobile gamers to premium. Oh, this is what they plan to do is push for mobile gamers. This is the idea behind this deal to with the games to push for a more premium experience on the console devices. So, be it ads or I would hope, Colin, that there's going to be some portions of let's say some apps for example for Mario Kart that maybe are a little bit different. But it's like, hey, to get this full experience and play Mario Kart in all of its glory, hop on over to the Nintendo Wii U and purchase it there. That's how it's worded and how they've been. I've read almost all the articles on this, kind of leading up to this, with Iwata saying something like, "Hey, if we decide that we're going to enter the mobile foray, it's not going to just be a Mario Kart port. We're going to actually try to push people to invest in our games," and that seemed to be the running theme with a lot of the high end execs there. The line of thinking. They're also planning for development for an online membership service, which is expected to release in fall of 2015. Does it seem fast to you?
Well, they said that they began talks like 5 years ago.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So
But still,
it's been in the workings.
okay.
Um, and they've also DNA in their own right is huge. Like they have been just like gobbling up companies, so they're in a position to do it. But it's weird because like they aren't really a game developer; they're more of a publisher in almost every sense. They picked up a couple of companies that have done some of the development, but for the most part, they've been publishing other games,
Yes.
which is kind of a weird fit. It'll be interesting to see how that works out.
I'm very interested to see how it works out as well. Seth Fisher, which this is from I think a Polygon quote, the only one that I saw on all of these. There's actually a famous quote that I saw Cliffy actually reiterated today, as a matter of fact. But he was joking from Fisher's quote saying, and this is what Fisher said in a document to, I think, the board of Nintendo and Iwata directly. Just think of paying 99 cents just to get Mario to jump a little higher. Let that sink in a little bit for you. Just let that marinate on that for a little bit.
You know that's not how they're going to do anything.
I would hope that they don't do anything like that, but look, Colin, I've seen all types of crazy stuff now.
Honestly, as much as like Nintendo cherishes their kid-friendly image, I think that microtrans will be something that they'll try to steer away from.
I beg to differ. I have a very different opinion about the state of Nintendo and what they hold near and dear to their hearts over the green dollar bill. I think them saying, okay, all right, guys, clearly we're doing something wrong right now. These dudes know mobile well, and for most of the folks that know mobile well, they're monetizing the shit out of folks, especially over in Asia and Japan in general. That market is ruthless when it comes to microtrans. Colin, ruthless. Now, what they do over here might be a little different, but I don't know, dude.
I'd be surprised if they were like crazy on the microtrans. That said, I've enjoyed quite a few free-to-play games on the iPhone, which were along the style of the type of games which are being monetized like that.
Mm-hmm.
Brave Frontier comes to mind. More recently, Heaven Strike Rivals. Looking through my phone, Terra Battle was the other one.
Yes, we both played that. Very good game.
They could pull off a game like that in like a Zelda universe or something, I think, along those same lines, and not have it feel like it's too exploitive, I feel like. And Square's been kind of dipping into it, and I think Square's probably like the closest comparison of what I might expect from Nintendo from the platform. And Square's kind of been all over the place, right?
They have.
They've done ports, where it's just direct ports over the platform. They've done crazy money grab stuff, like that one Final Fantasy game where you could buy all the heroes, and like if you bought them all individually, it would have been like $300 in DLC or something like that.
200, 300, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then like Terra Battle was not Terra Battle. The Heaven Strike Rivals, which I've been playing recently, is like much more fairly monetized and more along the lines of like Puzzle and Dragon, which I thought was fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, there's a huge spectrum of where it could land. And I think Nintendo will probably kind of dip their toes in all of them, but I think they'll always kind of skew towards the more user-friendly stuff.
All right.
That's my thoughts, at least.
Look, I feel like again, I don't know what the state of Nintendo. Nobody knows what the state of Nintendo is. I feel like it's gonna probably land somewhere in the middle, dipping on the side that doesn't feel necessarily fair. But I don't know. What I do want to kind of get a gauge for is what type of game from Nintendo, what IP specifically, do you want to see the most over there?
Probably Mario RPG.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I think that's like the most direct translation. Besides that, like doing a Zelda game seems pretty like something with Zelda universe, but not necessarily Zelda. Okay. Like most of those games don't translate very well to mobile devices, I don't think, because they do lots of platformer stuff.
Yes,
there's be a Mario Endless Runner,
like Gravity. What's the name of that guy? Gravity Guy, something like that. It was an Endless Runner.
Just jumping, ducking, and dodging.
Yeah. So I feel like they are going to do something very similar. I was actually going to say Zelda RPG, but Mario RPG, I forgot all about that. That would be an interesting one. I think that we're going to see something similar with Yoshi as like a Flappy Bird style thing, be it an Endless Runner or grabbing eggs and spitting them out at things, kind of like Angry Birds, but Yoshi's spitting them at things. I don't know. I feel like the IP I want the most of, and this is kind of weird, and I guess mostly because they have they haven't done a whole lot with it. I want to see more Star Fox, man. And I feel like Star Fox is not going to translate well to smart devices, but I think they'll make a pretty good companion. Like if they focused on it, they can make a pretty good companion app, and I would mess around with that. But I'd like to see something with Star Fox. I would really, 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 really like to see something with Kirby.
Oh, they need Kirby Dream Course. That was one of my favorite games growing up. Was is basically a golf game with Kirby.
Do you think Mario Party would translate well?
They'd have energy where like each turn you have to use up some energy. In order to play the mini game, you have to have 10 energy to spend
Yeah.
and recharge your energy to play the mini game.
Yes. Kirby
I mean,
Superstar
like
was seriously the best.
the obvious ones would be like Dr. Mario,
Okay.
and WarioWare would be another obvious one.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Game Boy, the older Game Boy series would kind of fall into there.
I'm interested to know either on YouTube or in chat right now what you guys would want to see from Nintendo in terms of their IPs and games on. I don't know how many people play on their smartphones or whatever, whatever you have, be it tablet or smartphone. But I definitely want to, kind of get a gauge on what you guys would want to see played on mobile. I definitely feel like they have a lot of people that don't necessarily have that time to play, but are aware of the Nintendo brand and they could do. Colin, I feel like they could make so much money. I feel like they can make so much money in mobile, like bucket loads of money.
I don't doubt it.
And I feel like a lot
They
of
have to make real games though. Realistically,
they do, they do,
they're trying
and
to
I
show the
feel
cash
like
grab thing. It's gonna be like there's a bunch of other franchises which have done that, and it's never really stuck.
yeah, that's true. Yoshi's Island, Star Fox, Kirby. Problem said Kirby. You love Kirby Superstar. Nintendo should bring back some old school Game Boy Color games for mobile. That JRPG, Dragon Warrior Monsters, Dragon Quest Monsters, Dragon Quest. That's not a bad one.
I'm
Is Dragon
curious. If,
Quest on mobile?
I don't think so. I can check real
Why
quick.
was Dragon Quest not on mobile?
Let me check.
If they can, Pokemon.
Yeah, they've. I don't think they'll do it, but if they ever drop Pokemon in any capacity on phones, it lights
Oh man,
out.
that's nuts. Pokemon would be crazy.
Oh, Dragon Quest is definitely 1, 2, all the way through Dragon Quest 8.
Is all on mobile?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
15, $20.
I mean, Dragon Quest I think works on mobile.
$20 for 8, 15 for 4. It's
Earthbound,
ridiculous.
Diggler with Tetris. Come on, Diggler. Tetris. Yo, Pokemon would be ridiculous. I would play Pokemon on mobile.
Like I said, they could pull it off. They could even do like a non-Pokemon game. You know what I mean, and make it work. Like
Yeah.
something like Stadium-esque or Snap.
Snap. Pokemon Snap.
You have to
Augmented reality.
it's actually, yeah.
Augmented reality. Pokemon Snap. That's what
They had that with. I think Google had something involving Pokemon, if I remember right. Augmented reality for like April Fools or something.
Pong. Earth Defense. Pong. Diggler's in here just trolling. Pokemon will work. I know a lot of people who have Pokemon emulators on their smartphones. Yeah. I'm convinced that if Pokemon was on there, that is probably the de facto mobile game that I would play. Digimon.
Still waiting for a proper tactics game, man.
That too. I told you the closest one. You need to play Lionheart Tactics and give it a try. You're gonna get annoyed at it, but
You said you hated it.
I said that I was annoyed by their monetization. Just not. I didn't like that. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to next topic. And this one was right after the show. I think it was the following day. Uncharted 4 got delayed. Now, look. Now, if you've enjoyed the video, made it this far, leave a like if you've not already. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate your support. Subscribe if you've not already so you guys can check my next video. And if you've missed anything, especially this video right here, go check it out. Just click, 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 click.